Hi, welcome to Ken's Games Collection, and I thought it's about time I did a Master System collections video. Now, I really ramped up recollecting for the Master System probably in the last 18 months, and I know in the last probably 6 or 7 months I've found some really good bargains. Games, cases in great condition, and most of them with manuals in reasonable or mint condition, which is really getting hard to find these days. And okay, it's about time I started showing what I picked up all in one video. And let's start off with the two games I kept back then. I'm so glad I kept these games and not get rid of them, because these were the games I bought when I had the Master System. Now, obviously, is Phantasy Star and Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. Look, I've talked about both of these games in a lot of other videos, so there's no real need for me to talk about them in this one, but these are the two games I kept out of everything else I owned. And what's really cool about this, I did make a list of the games I owned and the games I wanted to get back. But along the way, I've seen some really great bargains, and there's games I've never actually owned before. And I spent a weekend, probably 2 weeks ago, playing some of these games for the first time and just experiencing it on a modern TV. I really need to get one of those old CRTVs that I can enjoy these games on. I think much better than modern TVs. Let's get into the rest of this collection, starting off with Sonic the Hedgehog, and also I picked up Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Great games for the Master System. I do prefer these over the Mega Drive games. I don't know, I just had this, there's just this thing, nostalgia about the Master System for me, because it was an amazing console, and the first console I owned. Mega Drive was way better, obviously, with the graphic capabilities, but I still have a really soft spot for Sega. Now, I can recommend this game to anybody if you're after a really cool platforming game. Donald Duck and the Lucky Dime Caper. This is an amazing game. You have to check out the graphics on it. When you compare Donald Duck to a Donald Duck game on the Super Nintendo, or the NES, I should say, this is graphically better. It's just a fantastic game. I just couldn't believe I was able to find it with manual and everything. So this is what I'm talking about. Look on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, which I picked up some of these games, and look for bargains, and that's what it's all about. Look for bundles as well. Now, I used to have this back in the day, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game. I did like the adventure game that was on PC. We never got that on this, obviously. It's not bad, but it is a bit glitchy. There's times when the game will freeze and you have to restart it. But because it was an Indiana Jones game, we never thought we would see an Indiana Jones game on the Master System, because, to be honest with you, Nintendo had a monopoly on the market for movie tie-in games. I don't know if this was released in America or not. I'm not too sure about that. Now, Rastan is a great game that I loved back in the arcade, back all those years ago. And yeah, it was great to get this game back in the collection after a long time. Along with, now I never played this one, Alien Storm. I've had it on the Mega Drive, the Japanese one. I just loved the artwork on that cover, and this was a part of a bundle, and I was really intrigued by getting this. It's not bad for a Master System game, so that was really cool. Now, Strider, here's another game I owned back in the day on the Mega Drive. I never owned it on the Master System, and again, it plays damn well. It's just incredible to rebuilding a collection, but discovering games that I knew of but I never really played. I was into a whole different genre back then with the Master System. It was mainly Wonder Boy, any Japanese RPG I could get my hands on, and I need to rebuild some of those Japanese RPGs that I had. Here's a game that I picked up that is in absolutely pristine condition. The original Wonder Boy. Me and my mates used to play this in the arcade back in the day. It was an incredible game, and I spent a lot of time looking for a copy of this, not only cheap, but also in a reasonable condition, because let's be honest, a lot of these games are hard to find in this sort of condition. There's, you know, the manuals are ripped, or there's no manuals, or there's coffee stains on the manuals, or the cover's all ripped up and got dog teeth marks in it, and the you know, the cover is all just wrecked. It's just, yeah, I won't buy stuff like that. Now here's a game that I picked up when myself, Tim and Greg met up at Eddie Retro Store. We're doing that soon, I hope. So I bought one game and I heard good things about it, and that was Batman Returns. Now back in the day, I don't know, I must have moved on to Mega Drive by the time this game came out. So I put this in and played it, and it actually plays really well. It kind of reminds me of the Batman game on the Mega Drive, which one was made by, I think it was Sunsoft. It's got that sort of vibe to it, I feel. But a great game. And another game that I picked up, I think I picked this up from Eddie's Retro Store as well, which is Aladdin. I played the first few levels. It's not too bad, but I need to play more of it, because at this stage I'm still preferring the Mega Drive. Aladdin, that was a great game, and yeah, phenomenal amount of time that game was developed and released in. Now this was another game from Eddie's Retro Store here in Brisbane. Wow, I just didn't realize that until now. A game I really wanted to get back in the collection. Now I don't think this game got released in America, hence the crazy prices you're seeing on eBay. $100 upwards, $160 upwards, depending on the condition and if there's a manual in it. And this was one of my favorite Master System games ever, and that was Ninja Gaiden, which is an incredible game. And I can see why people are hunting this game down, because it is a beautiful looking game. It plays buttery smooth. I don't believe I said that, but it does. It's unbelievable. Wow, why did I say that for? I should edit that out. But it's a great game. Don't mind me. It's been a long day. Sonic Chaos. I never owned this game, so I don't know why I never owned this game. Again, manual, everything. Wow. I think it was like 20 bucks. So that was really cool. This one was more like, I think I paid more like $65 for it. That's a lot of money, but it is a lot cheaper than what I've seen on eBay. And I think I tried a few things in at Eddie's store to bring it down to about 30 bucks. So that was okay. I didn't mind that. But yeah, this was I don't know why I missed this back in the day. And if you can hunt down Sonic Spinball, the Master System, at a good price, grab it, because that game is really expensive. I don't know why. Now this was a part of when I bought the Sega Master System 2. It came with a couple of games. Great deal. And Action Fighter, honestly, I have not played it yet, but because I picked up the Master System and the 3 games for about $165 boxed Master System. So that was a bargain, I felt. And again, this is in amazing condition. Manual. I really have lucked out when I've been getting games, apart from Ninja Gaiden, that doesn't have a manual, but pretty much everything else here has a manual, and it's either in new condition or reasonably okay condition. This was the same as the part of the Master System pack. Thunderblade, I don't know if this was an arcade game, but it is cool. I played a little bit of that, but I just feel like I really need to play these games on the old TVs. It just doesn't suit the modern TVs for me. I rather have a small monitor to enjoy the graphics more, I guess you can say, whereas on the modern TVs it's too big and stretched out and everything. This was another one, a part of the the deal. The Ninja, I do remember this game. I don't know if I'm any good at it. I think I suck at it, actually. I think I played a bit of that, but yeah, this one was really bizarre because it's all the way from, it's got the Belgium Sega logo on there for the hotline, which, yeah, it's really bizarre. But yeah, game manual and a catalog as well, which I love being able to find stuff with catalogs, which was really, really cool. Renegade, I never owned this. I was not into beat 'em up games back in the day. It was more RPGs. So I put this in the Master System. Of course, with the Master System 2, it's got the built-in game of Alec Kidd, and it took me a while to get this thing to load. And even with Aladdin, because put the disc, put the card in, and Alec Kid would load up. Take the card out of the thing, blow on it, try and see if it's clean, put it back in, move it around a little bit, jiggle it around, and eventually I got the game playing. And that's probably what the biggest downfall of the Master System 2 for me is. Alec Kid would 9 out of 10 times load first, and that was back in the day as well. But Renegade, it's interesting, it's limited. I think the A and B button, or 1 and 2 button, whatever it is, you have to be facing a different direction when you're fighting the enemies, and it kind of has a Streets of Rage vibe to it. It's interesting to go back and play some of these games, to be honest with you. And these are games I'm talking about now I never owned back on the Master System. So that's what's making it really cool to discover some of these games, especially when you get them in bundles like I did with some of this. And Renegade again was only about 20 bucks, so I didn't mind that. Now, Castle of Illusion was a great game on the Mega Drive. It's pretty good for the Master System as well. I love the stuff that Sega was doing very early on in the Mega Drive stuff. The Castle of Illusion, the Crack Shot was phenomenal, and to get the Donald Duck game, Lucky Dime Caper, which wasn't a port of the Crack Shot, was phenomenal. Now here's another beat 'em up I never owned back in the day, and I never played. And again, it's got the manual. It's in reasonably good condition. Like I said, I was never into the beat 'em ups back then. I was more into the RPGs, you know, some platforming sort of games. But it was great to give this a go. Again, I want to play these games on the old retro TVs. It just seems to work better. Never owned Alec Kid and Lost Star, and I played a bit of it. It's weird. It's really weird. It's really colorful. The way the graphics are drawn to have, I don't know if it's a isometrical, I can't even say the word, or it's late at night, or like a I don't know, it's a really weird look to it. And every time Alec Kid gets injured, he just lets out this scream, which is bizarre, to be honest with you. Now another game I wanted to get, and here's the hat trick of oh boy, I'm gonna lose my voice soon. Hat trick of beat 'em ups, which is Sega Vigilante, which is another incredible beat 'em up game for the Master System. I don't know if this was an arcade game. I don't remember. I was more into the Wonder Boy games back in the arcade as well. So, but it's pretty cool. And again, oh man, that is just incredible condition. I really have lucked out finding Master System games with manuals and in good conditions. Now this was a game, sorry, again, just look at that. Excuse me. Spellcaster, one of my favorite games on the Master System. It was an adventure role-playing game. It did have like a platforming aspect to it. Also, it had the role-playing side to it as well. So on the Mega Drive, it was released as Mystic Defender. How could I forget that? That was the name of my PlayStation and Xbox. My IDs for those consoles. Spellcaster was the first one. Mystic Defender was the second one. Now I picked this game up so cheap, and I seen this thing selling on eBay well over $100, and I think the most I've seen it selling for was $160, which is Lord of the Sword. Again, how lucky have I been getting the manuals? It's I don't know if I owned this back in the day, to be honest with you. I really struggle to remember this game, but so cheap, and it's worth so much more on the on eBay. I would never get rid of it because I want to play this and I don't want to get rid of it. That's just me. Now we're finishing off with two more titles. Another game that I really, and it's got a manual and it's in damn fine condition as well. Lucky I am. One of my favorite games on the Master System is Alec Kid in Shinobi World. I really have a problem with Sega Aussie Soft. Look what they did here. You can't see Alec Kid's face. They put this classic, yeah, Sega Classic sticker right over his face. At the back, you got the Sega hotline for you can go and talk to people like Synth Spaces and find out hints and tips about games that they probably wouldn't even know. I really don't like Sega Aussie Soft, okay guys? There's a lot of reasons why. Now, that was a great game, great platforming game. I think it was probably the best in the series, and was the last one we would get in the Alec Kid series. Was fantastic. Finishing it off, to me, I owned this game on the Mega Drive, absolutely hated it, but on the Master System, Spider-Man was amazing. I don't know why, and you know, it had bugged me for quite a few years, especially with these two games. I wanted to get these games back in the collection at some stage, and it was really about the waiting game, if you know what I mean. This one's got the manual, it's a bit stained, but it's okay. But it was really about the waiting game, to wait to find something that looked in reasonably good condition and at a good price. And I spent probably a good part of over a year waiting for these two games to find something that was a good price and in good condition. It did pay off in the end. You know, I did have to wait a long time, but if you want to hunt down a really good Spider-Man game, this one on the Master System is incredible. So check it out. Shinobi World, if you can find it, Alec Kid and Shinobi World, please do, because it is a high recommendation of mine, Spellcaster as well. So that's it. That's my Sega Master System collection. Thanks very much for watching. There's still a ton of games I want to get back in this collection, especially the RPGs. It's only a matter of time. Just play the waiting game like I do. If you're looking at rebuilding your collection or looking at doing some retro collecting, patience, young grasshoppers, is what I want to say to you. Patience. And you'll find amazing deals like I have. It may take a bit longer. You'll get there and you'll find them. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I just love the Master System, and I'm so glad that I have finally, you know, rebuilt it to a stage where I'm really happy with. So until next time, guys, bye.